Booster of sports, a supporter of our activities at IPFW, and I want to say I'm really pleased tonight to be in the house that Hilliard Gates built.
Ed, that's a fine tribute, and I want to thank you very, very much. It's hard to believe, you know, you walk in here and the sign out there with your name on the building, and then all the sheets that are passed to the media, your name is on it. It's a really great thrill, and I'm indebted to all the wonderful people for thinking up this idea, and I accept it as a tribute, and I will try to be worthy of it.
Well, Hilliard, it's a wonderful honor because you're one of the first people I met when I came to Fort Wayne, and being the first basketball coach here at IPFW in the men's program, and then golf coach support you gave us. But tonight we're here for a couple of things. At halftime of the men's game tonight, we're going to honor a great basketball player.
Well, Lisa Miller is a great basketball player. She deserves the accolades that will be awarded her between halves here tonight. She's also a fine basketball coach.
Yes, and a wonderful student on a NCAA fellowship. Our men's game tonight is an exciting one. We've got our Mastodons of Indiana Purdue sitting atop the Great Lakes Conference, really a half a game out. The St. Joe team are down in 4th place, and they're at a point this year where if you lose a ball game, you go from about 1st to 6th.
Well, that'll happen this late in the season. You can't fool around. I was here a few weeks ago, as you know, and I thoroughly enjoyed not only the ball game, but the enthusiasm here. This is building. You really have something going here now.
You know, we've come a long way because we were the Gypsy Mastodons in the early years. The folks are in for a treat tonight. We've got our Mastodons against St. Joe. St. Joe's led by a kid from Decatur by the name of Scheidler. Goes about 6'5", real good shooter.
Well, I remember him in high school.
And they also have a number of men who, about 6 or 7 kids who all score between 6 and 9 points. They play pressure defense. The team that's able to control the ball tonight is going to win the ball game.
Well, there's going to be a lot of poise out here, and let's hope IPFW pulls it off.
Well, Hilliard, friend, I'm really a pleasure to see you, and it's really a privilege and an honor.
Thank you, Ed.
Our game tonight against our Mastodons and and the St. Joe Pumas, we're going to take it back upstairs.
Bonjour. French in Action, opening a new era in language learning. A television course in 52 lessons centers around a wonderful romantic comedy filmed entirely on location in France. The story of Mireille, Robert, Marie-Laure, and the mysterious man in black will help you to learn, to understand, and to speak French. Watch French in Action.
After dating the guy forever, you think I could tell him anything. Why is this so hard? I'm really scared.
It takes a lot of guts to tell someone he's too drunk to drive. But you can do it. Just say it. Because if you don't, there may be nothing left to say.
Kevin, I'm gonna drive.
Take the keys, call a cab, take a stand. Friends don't let friends drive drunk.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, back to the Gates Sports Center here on the campus of Indiana Purdue. This is Doc Leonard along with Dave Skelton to bring you tonight's Great Lakes Valley action against our host Mastodons, who are sitting atop of the Great Lakes Conference against the St. Joe Pumas, who are right below. David, this is an interesting conference because everybody sitting there, one loss this late in the year drops you from about 1st to 5th.
Yeah, there's 4 teams clustered there at the top, and they've all been beating up on each other this year. Good opportunity for IPFW tonight, though. If they can win this game, that'll give them 2 victories.
Yes. We'd like to remind you that this college cable access sports presentation is underwritten in part by a grant from Cable Access Incorporated of Fort Wayne, Indiana. For tonight's contest
and we're about ready to pick up the starting lineups from the PA announcement here in the Gates Sports Center.
And our own IPFW Mastodons. First, the starting lineup for visiting St. Joseph's. At guard, a 6'2" junior from Kentland, Indiana, number 12, Trent Smith. At the other guard, a 6'4" freshman from Chicago, Illinois, number 13, Kevin Denson. At forward, a 6'4" junior from Columbus, Ohio, number 21, Tony Lyles. At the other forward, a 6'5" senior from Decatur, Indiana, number 32, Mark Scheidler. And at center, a 6'7" junior from Hebron, Indiana, number 35, Mark Brown. Head coach of the Pumas is Dan Peters. And now for our IPFW Mastodons. At one guard, a 5'8" senior from Saginaw, Michigan, number 10, Andre Walton. At the other guard, a 6'4" senior from Floyd Knobs, Indiana, number 20, Andrew Lieber. At forward, a 6'5" senior from Lanesville, Indiana, number 24, Shane Gibson. In the middle for the Mastodons, a 6'6" senior from Fort Wayne, Indiana, number 54, Pat Murphy. And at the other forward position, a 6'7" senior from Lanesville, Indiana, number 41, Sean Gibson. Head coach of the Mastodons is Andy Piazza. He is assisted by Dick Dumanier. And now would you please rise and join in singing as Kathy Dunwoody sings our national anthem.
Friends don't let friends drive drunk.
This is just one of the many parts you can play as a young Red Cross volunteer. Volunteer and play your part.
Talk about unusual. How often do you see transparent televisions?
Americans have more money to spend on leisure activities than ever before.
When possible, children should trick or treat during daylight hours and be accompanied by at least one adult.
A boat, archaeologists believe, is from the time Jesus and his disciples fished on the Galilee.
For best results, fertilize your lawn when it is actively growing.
Many people suffer from allergies. Few understand them.
Sports Center for tonight's action between our Mastodons and the Pumas of St. Joe. As we said previously, our officials tonight assigned by the Great Lakes Valley Conference, Ron Grimes, Brad Groninger, and Eric Ballinger.
And I'm looking around, Ed, and I only see two of them. You think the weather may have taken its toll and it's going to have to be a two-man job tonight?
Maybe, David. One of the things, the St. Joe team is probably the best defensive team in the Great Lakes Valley Conference.
They are very good on the defense and interesting in terms of their own offensive production. They have one guy averaging double figures, and that's Mark Scheidler. Then they've got 7 other guys that are averaging between 6 and 8 points. So they've got an 8-man squad, fairly deep, and they can go at it and get the job done.
And it's probably a story tonight of whichever team does a better job of protecting the ball is going to win this ball game, because we're going to see a defensive battle. They play control ball.
And it may not be quite as quick a pace as we've been experiencing a lot of times with the Mastodons.
Well, here we are. We've got Sean Gibson jumping center against Mark Brown.
And
Sean, the 6'7" senior out of Lanesville.
And we are starting with 2 officials.
The difference is we've got 5 seniors on the floor tonight starting, and they have 1 senior. Tip controlled by the Mastodons to Andre Walton. Walton in the front court, David.
Be nice if they could draw first blood.
Over to Andy Liebert on the side. Liebert closely guarded. Now watch, if you get a chance to pick this up on the screen, watch the defense because they do get in your face. Sean Gibson with the ball. Looks out to Murphy, way outside. There's Andy Liebert. Liebert to Shane Gibson. A lot of action there. Rolling on the floor. No call. I don't know what. Jump ball.
And it'll be an alternate possession that'll go to St. Joe. Probably an ill-advised pass that time by Andy Liebert. He dropped it in awfully tight. Should have gone on up with the shot.
Well, David, if this is an indication of things to come, there's going to be a lot of contact out here on the floor. A lot of little hand checks, a lot of slapping.
Well, this St. Joe team is reminiscent a little bit of the Lewis teams back 4 or 5 years ago. Just played defense like a bunch of junkyard dogs.
Number 21, Lyles, with the ball over on the side to Dennison. Tony Lyles, 32. There's Scheidler. Throw it away. Turnovers are even, 1 apiece. The book on St. Joe is that they'll work the ball, take an open shot, not force anything, but they will play generally a tough man-to-man defense.
And they don't do a lot with the three-point territory. If it's there, they'll take it, but
Gibson
they don't
closely
work
guarded. Over here to the side, out to Andre Walton at the top of the key. Walton over to Sean Gibson. Sean Gibson looks inside. Not a lot of movement right now. Out to Liebert, top of the key. Over to Walton. Walton on the side. Over to Shane Gibson. Shane to Sean. Fade away. Up. No good. Andre Walton with the board. Walton up the basket by Walton.
And that's not an unusual thing here lately. Andre Walton's been getting more than his share for a little man of the rebounds.
Well, he took it inside, and he wasn't afraid to go right up with it.
St. Joe very patient on the offense.
There have been a little travel there, but it wasn't. Number 13, Dennison, Kevin Dennison.
I think one of the factors that shows up too, as it looks like it's a part of their defense, but their slow down offense helps their defense.
Sure does. There's another turnover by the Mastodons. Dennison again with the ball.
Little back door.
Dennison with his second basket. He's got all 4 of their points. David, unless I miss things here, I'm looking, if Murphy's listed at 6'7", 35 for them has got to be a little bit taller than that.
Yes, he sure does.
Gibson on the drive. Gibson up and scores. Shane Gibson with a basket. And here we are.
Shane was the man that came through with the big basket over at St. Joe about a month ago. Hit a bucket with about 2 seconds to go, and that was the winner.
Well, St. Joe's probably right now, and these are probably the hottest 2 teams in the conference.
Yeah. St. Joe's only home loss of the year has been to IPFW.
As you can see on the TV, they're very, very patient here. There's Scheidler. Number 32, and a charging foul on Scheidler, his first. Young man out of Belmont High School.
Mark Scheidler's a strong kid. But Sean Gibson got good position on the baseline and drew the charge.
Scott Simmons, number 23, into the ball game now, replacing Shane Gibson. Walton brings it up. Over to Scott Simmons. Simmons with a 3. Simmons shoot long. Off the iron. Down court, a long pass. 30 to Dennison. Back to, we've got another offensive foul on Scheidler, number 35, Mark Brown. I thought it was Scheidler for a minute.
But that bucket will count.
Good position, defensive position, but the pass to Dennison was long. And it was a good tip back, and it went to Brown. 2 fouls on the Pumas, 6-4 ball game here. 16 minutes and 27 seconds to go in a half. Walton up to the top of the key. To Simmons. Simmons back to Walton.
Offensive movement, setting the back screens and trying to get the ball then inside to the pivot man. Nice
Murphy on a big drive. Oh! Murphy with a hustle for a lot of ball loose on the floor. Murphy.
This one should go to IPFW on the ultimate possession.
Well, Dave, we've got more turnovers so far in this ball game than we've got points, and that says something about the defense. The only 2 fouls have both been offensive fouls. There's a pass intercepted by Trent Smith. And a basket by Lyles, Tony Lyles. 8-4 ball game here. Mastodons down by 4.
The last couple of buckets have been the kind of thing. St. Joe's been very fortunate. That time there was a semi-block on the shot, and he was able to scoop it up in anyway.
Oh, no foul on the play. Tip in by Sean Gibson. They're really letting them play, David.
Yes, they sure are, inside especially.
And the St. Joe coach, Jim Weitzel, Dan Peters just received a warning. Gibson with a steal. Gibson to Walton. No advantage here, but Andre's quick. There's Liebert. Liebert on his side for 3. Long off the iron. Been a little long tonight, Dave.
Looks like he shot that one a little bit side saddle. He wasn't really squared up to the basket.
Number 21, Lyles. Smith underneath. Steal by Walton.
Another turnover.
No advantage here. Walton. Oh, and there is now Walton. And there should be a foul there on number. Well, are they going to give that to Scheidler? They're going to give that to Brown. 35, it goes to Brown, his second. Brown, the 6'7" junior, he's their center. Averages about 8 points a game, 4 rebounds a game.
Doug Reinke and Shane Gibson back into the lineup.
Andre Walton at the line to shoot 2. First one's up and it's good. Here we are, a little over 5 minutes gone into half, and it's 8-7. We're about as cold in here as it is outside.
Yeah, it is.
Andre Walton at the line for his second. It's up and it's good. Andre Walton, the leader right now with 4 points. Token pressure, it looks like, here for the Dons. Trent Smith brings it up, grabbed by Simmons. Into the front court. Simmons, and there's a foul. A little ticky-tack foul on Simmons, a little aggressive. First foul on the Dons.
And the interesting thing always seems to be that when it's out in the wide open, a little ticky-tack foul, as you say, is picked up readily. But get something down in close when there's lots of bodies around, and they don't seem to call them.
21 Lyles. This is relatively, for St. Joe, a young ball club. They are not a senior-loading ball club except for Scheidler right here.
Well, he's the heart and soul of the ball club, but not the best or the total talent by any means.
Here it comes on. Here's a 4 on nobody. And it's good. Andre Walton with his 6 points.
And even though he had 2 teammates close, none of them were going to be able to overtake him. IPFW with their first lead.
10-8, 14 minutes to go in a half. Josh Gibson, a great name for an athlete there. Snuck into the ball game during that last time up, and his shot is up. It's no good, and there's a shot and a foul. Looks like a foul on Sean Gibson.
Bodies laying all over the lane.
And a basket by Dennison is good. He's got 6. 10-10 ball game. Dennison at the line. He averages 8 points a game, Dave, and he's going for his 7th right now. And it's up and good. 11-10. The Tuskers down by 1. Here we come. Andre Walton brings it across the timeline. Over to Reinke. Reinke looks inside. There's Simmons. Simmons out to Shane Gibson. Shane Gibson misses the 3. Rebound by Scott Simmons. Back to Gibson again, into Gibson.
Awfully tight situation in close, and again, no foul.
David, if I was coaching today, I wouldn't last a half, I think. Little traveling there on the Pumas.
Well, the main thing is, however they're going to call them, if they'll just be consistent with it, by that players can usually adjust to that.
Donnie Riggins, number 44, 6'3" junior from Hamilton, Ohio, into the ball game for the Pumas. Along with an interesting name, Harry Perry.
Harry Perry.
Number 30.
And Harry is a very good guard. He's quick. He had an excellent game against IPFW in the first game over at St. Joe.
And he's going to try to neutralize that speed of Andre Walton. And there's a foul on number 42, and officials are looking at him there because he doesn't like the call. 42, Gibson with a foul, his first, the team's fourth. Gibson to Walton. Walton on the drive. Walton up, under, short.
Made an excellent move to get inside, and then didn't have quite enough to get it up on the board.
Number 12, Trent Smith. 13-10.
Nice pull-up jumper in the lane.
Sean Gibson over to Simmons. Simmons looks. Andre Walton back to Simmons. Somebody's got to start hitting the three. Reinke back to Simmons. Simmons up for the three. It's good. Boy, can I order those or what?
There you go.
Scott Simmons with a basket. 13-13.
Well, IPFW is the leading field goal shooting percentage team in the conference, so they won't keep missing forever. Scheidler driving down the lane.
There's a good move. Left-handed scoop by Scheidler. His first basket. 15-13. Walton into the front court. Simmons on the side. Back to Walton, top of the key. Walton looks, back to Simmons. Simmons underneath to Sean Gibson. Sean out to brother Shane. Shane on a little drive. Up good, and he's fouled.
Fouled by Donnie Riggins, number 44 for St. Joe.
That's the fifth foul on the Pumas. 33, Rod Bailey into the ball game. David, they'll use about 12 ball players.
And so far, their substitutions keep getting taller and taller.
Well, they don't list them that tall.
No.
But I want to tell you, well, he's 6'9".
Yeah, so not too bad. Freshman out of Indianapolis, Indiana.
Gibson on the line, a free throw's good. 16-15, another lead. Reinke with a foul.
Jockeying for position with number 33, Rod Bailey, who just came into the lineup.
Third foul on the team. David, we've played 8.5 minutes and only 3 fouls on the Dons.
And only 5 on St. Joe. So with 2 referees, they're going to, it looks like, maybe be calling a little fewer. The fact that St. Joe is such a young ball club.
There was a nice fake and a basket by number 30, Harry Perry.
Started to say St. Joe has not had nearly the success on the road that they've had at home. And the fact that they're young may explain some of that.
There's Josh Gibson's second foul, the 6th on the team. Sean Gibson will be at the line with 2. 21, Russ Marcinek. And Murphy into the game, back into the game for the Dons, replacing Andre Walton and Doug Reinke.
Well, that was a shooting foul. Sean will have 2, and then each foul after this is going to be 1-1 for the Mastodons.
Gibson's good. We're tied at 17-17 here with 11:11 to go in a half.
Just saw a replay of Sean going down the line. He got hammered pretty good.
He takes a lot of that.
Yes, he does.
He could be a good tight end somewhere. Second free throw's good. He's got 4. 18-17, the Dons up by 1. Looks like some pressure right here. Oh, could have been a little carry there, David.
Looked like it.
Could be 5-second count. Intercepted by Murphy. Murphy to Marcinek.
Good pressure defense that time. Cut off the passing lane. Scotty Simmons puts up a three.
Oh, big rebound there by Josh Gibson. Except for Lyles, number 21. They don't have a starter in the game. There's a rebound by Murphy. Murphy over to Marcinek. Marcinek across the line.
IPFW with an opportunity to extend something more than a 1-point lead for the first time.
Gibson underneath to Murphy. Murphy walks.
Almost looks like once in a while Pat gets the ball down inside and tries to think about what he's going to do rather than responding and reacting to what's there.
.33 Rod Bailey in. Gibson out. Gibson leaves with 2 fouls. Liebert comes in for Simmons. Simmons has hit our 3.
Yeah. Coach Piazza trying to keep some fresh legs in the lineup here tonight.
Bailey gives the ball to Lyles. I think Lyles is, according to my calculations, Dave Lyles here, 21's been in the ball game the whole game. Scheidler back in the game. One of the starters back in for the Pumas. Marcinek on Lyles. .33 Bailey in the paint. Bailey up.
Traveling music.
Little travel. It'll be real interesting to see these halftime stats because I think we're going to see more turnovers than we will baskets.
Both teams are having lots of difficulty.
Here come Marcinek. Marcinek over across the timeline. Down to Liebert. Liebert on the drive. Liebert up. It's good. 2017, the Mastodons lead. Liebert's first basket. Pressure by Liebert. Now Harry Perry. Steal by Gibson. No real advantage as the Pumas really get back quickly.
And he wisely pulled it back out.
Marcinek up for 2. Russ Marcus Marcinek, the Division I transfer newcomer here to our program. 22-17, 9 minutes, 11 seconds to go here in the half. It's rather obvious Tony Lyles is their ball handler. And
yeah, he's the guy that tries to get it.
He makes it go.
Although Harry Perry can do that, and did quite a lot of that in the game, as I said, the first game between IPFW and
there's Scheidler. He should be open. It's off the iron. Gibson fights for the rebound, and it's off Gibson.
Gibson had a little trouble tipping the ball back.
Well, Dave, it was almost like hot potato. Nobody wants the hot potato.
The one thing they did do, though, was to keep St. Joe from getting a putback underneath the basket.
Senior from Shelbyville, number 12, Tony Martin, making his first appearance here for the Dons. Andre Walton returns along with Doug Rinke. Replacing Liebert and Marcinek and Sean Gibson.
Sean gets his first rest of the night. Opportunity here if the Dons can play the good defense and shut off scoring opportunity for St. Joe to come down and stretch that lead a bit.
You see something right now that with Hansreiter are going to be available for limited duty with both Murphy and Reinke in the ball game at the same time, and we don't see that too often.
Not a lot. And Doug has also been recuperating this week from the flu bug. Last week he had it pretty bad and still was able to play short stretches.
That foul was on Reinke. That's his second, the team's fourth.
IPFW doing a good job right now of keeping St. Joe outside.
Scheidler way out on court. Reinke jumps out on him. 22, Josh Hauser. 2 Joshes on his team, Hauser and Gibson. 22, Josh Hauser with the ball, guarded by Shane Gibson. Out to Trent Smith. Walton watching him.
In this possession, they've used up over 2/3 of their possession.
We're down under 10 seconds right now. There's number 12, Trent Smith, up for 3. Smith's shot is long. Oh, long. Could have been a foul on 22 over the back. Instead, he tipped it out.
Yeah. So IPFW with a 5-point lead and an opportunity to stretch that out here maybe.
Sean Gibson in for Reinke. So on the court we have Martin, Sean Gibson, Shane Gibson, Andre Walton, and Pat Murphy. That's an interesting matchup with Scheidler guarding Gibson. Gibson for a three.
And that time Sean faked going inside, drew Scheidler inside, and then he backed back out and grabbed the three.
25-17, the Dons up. Sean Gibson with 7. Boy, I'll tell you, Scheidler had about a 6-footer and he did not take it. They're absolutely in the lane. There's Scheidler for 2. His second basket, he's got 4. 25-19, Walton across the timeline. Over to Murphy. Murphy looks inside, back to Andre Walton. Andre backs it back out. Little under 7 minutes to go and a half. 25-19, the Dons lead. There's Shane Gibson. Shane Gibson, a little fadeaway. No. Murphy's going to be charged with that foul. And that'll be Murphy's first, and that'll be the 5th on the team. That was an interesting sequence down here the last time for the Pumas. They passed up some open, what appeared to me to be open 6-foot shots.
Yeah. Took a 3, which is obviously a much tougher shot.
There's a 3. Long off the iron. Gibson up with a rebound.
Heisler likes those threes.
Andre on a penetration. Andre back to Gibson. Over to Tony Martin. Tony Martin back to Gibson. Gibson with an offensive foul. And Martin hit the 3. How bad is that?
Yeah, and that's a tough call because I'm not sure I could say Scheidler was set on his defensive move.
That's the second foul on Sean. Comes 6 minutes to go and a half. Scheidler with a push off on Murphy. Murphy goes down, no call. A steal. Tony Martin made that steal.
You can look for this one going up.
Good shot by Andre. Andre's got 8 points.
First stream too high and he'll blow around you.
27-19 to Dons with an 8-point lead. Largest lead of the ball game. Scheidler 25 feet from the basket. Cuts inside. They look. There's Scheidler out 3-point range.
Two-shot, 2-pointer.
12 by Trent Smith, his second basket. All 5 starters have scored for the Pumas. And that says something about their balance. Tony Martin looks. Martin back to Walton. Walton stands there, holds it, backs it out. 5 minutes to go to half. Dons by 6. Shane Gibson looks to Murphy. Ooh, could have been 2 fouls there.
Yeah, one on each arm.
Run it back. Oh, there's Tony Martin underneath. Martin, good basket, good look-in pass. Dons back by 8. 4.5 minutes to go to half.
Trent Smith now is the point guard running the offense for.
Well, an awful late call there.
Yeah.
It's going to be on Tony Martin, and they're going to go to the line.
Well, they didn't give the big man a clear shot at the basket, so he's going to have to earn them at the free throw line.
Now, Dave, we've had a situation here where a while ago we were talking about who's going to get in the bonus real quick, and they're now in the bonus even though this is a 2-shot foul, and they're still sitting there frozen on 6.
Yep, they got there first.
33, Rod Bailey to the line to shoot 2. First one's up, and it's good. 29-21 ball game.
Bailey must be one of their freshmen that's coming on here late in the season because he doesn't have a lot of statistics. So we don't know a lot about him.
Bailey up to shoot the second. Scott Simmons getting ready to come back in the game. Bailey's shot, a second shot is up. 29-23, 4.5 minutes here to go to half. The Gates Sports Center on the campus of IPFW. A battle for first place.
Two good three-point shooters now in the game for IPFW, both Scott Simmons and Shane Gibson. So spread them on opposite sides of the floor, and you could look for some three-point
Cut off there,
opportunities.
Shane on the drive. Shane with a fadeaway. Shane is fouled. A nice, that shot reminded me of a kid from Lebanon, Indiana, who played ball about 25 years ago.
A Rick something or other.
Yeah, I can't remember.
It was a nice move by Shane that time. He faked the three-point outside and made a nice move inside. Had two Pumas coming after him. Opportunity to shoot two.
First one's up. Ooh, off the rim, hit the backboard. No. (29-23), a 6-point lead. Gibson the chance to stretch it to 7. Largest lead of the ball game was 8. Shots up and it's good. 7-point margin, 30-23. 4:21 to go in a half.
And IPFW putting on their full court defense, although it's pretty much token defense. Just enough pressure to be aggravating.
Little travel.
Good defensive moves that time by the entire IPFW team because they were rotating to the ball.
Veteran ball club on the floor now for the Dons.
Well, it's pretty hard for them not to put a veteran ball club.
Gibson to Murphy, back to Shane Gibson. No, 3-second call. David, how many times have you seen that this year?
I think that's about the first. There's been other opportunities, but that's the first time I've seen it called.
I'll tell you what they're not watching here with two officials. Happens to be the time clock. A few minutes ago, they took an awful lot of time.
Yeah.
Number 30, Harry Perry with a basket.
Harry's an explosive ball player. He's a guy that can turn things around in a hurry.
He's a junior out of Detroit.
As I said, had an excellent game against IPFW the last time we played.
Simmons guarded closely now. Shane Gibson, Andre Walton. Walton on the move. Should be a foul. Oh! Could have got him with a T there. Number 13, Dennison, his first.
Andre will go to the line now to shoot two.
Little fit of disgust there
I would say so.
Dennison.
Here we see a replay of that possession.
Here it is right here. There's the replay. Now watch. Look at he throws his hands up and then just.
Don't think there was much doubt that he had him hammered pretty good.
44, Donnie Riggins comes in and replaces number 13, Dennison. Dennison's got his scoring average here in the first half. Dave, he averages 8 points a game. He's got 7.
Yeah.
Walton with 2. Don's up by 5. Andre's shot is up. Through.
Doesn't have to be pretty. Just has to go through.
Hey, that's all. Ask Kentucky.
That's right.
Walton's second shot is up and it's good. Here we are, 7-point lead, 3:12 to go in a half.
Mark Scheidler back into the St. Joe lineup. Mark's had a couple of opportunities to catch a breather here in the first half. Mark Brown handling the ball, and he doesn't want it.
No, he does not. Pretty tough when you've got a big 6'7", 6'8" kid way out there. Because if Gibson's 6'7", Brown's a little bit bigger than that. Oh, nice move by Trent Smith. It gives him 6. 32-27. Walton top of the key. Shane Gibson, Shane to Sean, back to Shane. Shane for 3, it's good.
You can get that ball going inside, outside, back inside. It will open up a lot of good shots.
Good movement there. There's number 12. He's open.
Well, he's been trying enough tonight.
Trent Smith.
22.
That's 9 for Smith. He's over his average.
Yeah.
You know, when you've got two players that are above their average in the first half, it makes it interesting. Oh, Gibson wide open. Just
air ball from 3 feet. He was surprised, I think, that Andre caught him.
35-33 now. We're at 2 minutes and a half. Wide open is Brown. 35-32. We had a 7-point lead here a minute ago. And
down to 3. St. Joe making a little run here at the end of the first half. IPFW's got to come back now and make another short run of their own.
There's a turnover.
And that could easily have been a foul.
Here we are. There's Smith, guarded by Walton. A lot of motion on this Puma team. Riggins, Smith out top of the key, guarded by Gibson. Another 3, put up, it's good. Tight, David, we're tied.
Yep.
35-35 with 1:05 to go in the half.
And that gets some noise and excitement out of the St. Joe crowd here tonight, which is a pretty good contingency.
And that may just wake up some of the Dons people who have been sitting a little bit on their hands here. Simmons underneath to Murphy. Murphy up, Murphy with a basket. Dons back up by 2, 45 seconds to go in the half, 37-35.
There'll be one more
steal. We've got a 3. There's Walton a little bit long. Andre up, good.
Nice
Andre
pass.
Walton's got 12 points in the first half, Dave, and he's turned it up a notch here tonight. 39-35.
Nice pass by Scott Simmons. He led him out there far enough. He had to go get it, and no one could catch him.
16 seconds to go. Shot clock's off. They can call 3 seconds. Call 3 seconds there on Brown.
That's good defense. Good defense.
39-35. The Dons' Littorelli came back, scored the last
4 points and shut down St. Joe even getting a decent shot that time.
David, we never had a chance here for a halftime anything.
Yeah, it's been a pretty fast-paced game, well-played game. Not many timeouts, not many dead ball situations.
We would say that we here at IPFW are pleased to be able to bring you cable casts of NCAA athletic competition. We hope you've enjoyed our show and the excitement of intercollegiate sports. And at halftime tonight, we have a couple of real special tributes, David.
Yeah, they're going to recognize a very, very special young lady. The College Cable Access Program Guide provides information about our programming, including IPFW sports telecasts. To receive your free Channel 6 program guide, send your name, address, and zip code to Channel 6 at IPFW, 2101 Coliseum Boulevard East, Fort Wayne, Indiana, with a zip of 46805. Or you can call us at 481-6000.
Couple of presentations here at halftime this evening. First of all, our faculty athletic representatives Academic Achievement Award. You know, it's always a treat, David, for me, because Bob Barrett, professor in the computer department here at IPFW, will outline the criteria for the award and introduction of our bulletin board and presentation of awards with Joanne Lanson. I've been here long enough that I had Bob Barrett as an undergraduate student, a graduate student, and what can I say? There's quite a crew at halftime, at mid-court, if we can focus in on them. Hilliard Gates,
Chancellor Lance, Bob Barrett that you mentioned.
Bob Barrett in his sort of almost red IU jacket, and our athletic director, Arnie Ball, along with our Don.
That's right. Don is there. He'll lend a hand in whatever's needed.
Well, David, here we are at halftime waiting for the presentation ceremonies to begin. We're up 4, 39-32. We're sitting here at 19-4 overall, 11-3 in the Great Lakes, half game out of first place. St. Joe nestled down, tied for third, fourth, fifth. They're 18-5 and 10-4.
And St. Joe just off of a big week last week, where at home they were able to do as the Mastodons did about 3 weeks ago, and that was to defeat Southern Indiana and Kentucky Wesleyan in the same week.
Well, that, if we win tonight, and we sure hope we do, and contain this momentum.
There you go. Now it's working. Good job by you, Eric. Now face that way.
Right.
Halftime ceremony.
We're on? Yeah. We're going to start this evening with some very special awards. Would point out, if you haven't seen it, over by the Pepsi stand is our new Scholar Athlete Board, where we wanted to take the opportunity to recognize our student athletes who are really doing terrific. We've got a new award this year called the Academic Achievement Award, and it's for those youngsters, those student athletes who were 3.75 and 4.0 students. And when you're an athlete, that's about the hardest thing in the world to do. We're going to ask Arnie and Joanne and Hilliard to help us present the awards. Eric, are you going to read the names? You want me to do it? Eric's going to do it. Eric's going to read the names and come up front when it's your turn.
From women's cross country, Sarah Scholm. From women's volleyball, Heather Teagarden. From women's basketball, Amy Perkins. From women's tennis, Kathy Dunwitty. From men's cross country, Randy Post. And from golf, Tim Green. Not in attendance tonight, from baseball, Matt Linginger, and from men's tennis, Rob Valentine.
What a great award. Where else do you get to hug the CEO of your company? Let's have one nice round of applause for these terrific student athletes. I'm going to turn the microphone over to our Chancellor for this very special presentation.
I know that most of you are aware that this ceremony right now is to honor Lisa Miller. Lisa, come forward. Where is she? This is a first for IPFW. This is the first time we have ever retired a number. Now, as a woman chancellor, let me tell you, I'm only a little proud that the one that we did first was for a woman, Lisa Miller. Lisa, we're very proud of you. We hope that this honor will be just a small part of the memories for you. That's all that you have given to us. Folks, ready?
You present this to Hilliard to retire.
Chancellor is going to present the jersey to Hilliard Gates I'll tell you. The jersey will be hung in a prominent place for all time. And now we're going to do something that I don't think anybody knew was coming except a couple of us. And we're going to ask the Chancellor and the Athletic Director to present Lisa Miller with her own retired jersey.
Over Lisa's 4 years in college here at IPFW, she was 3-time GOVC All-Academic Selection. Lisa holds 17 IPFW, 9 GOVC, and 3 NCAA records. She was named 1992 GOVC Player of the Year, was 2-time All-American, including first team in '92, scored 2,358 career points, 7th in Division II, and 1st in IPFW history. Ladies and gentlemen, Lisa Miller. Following the men's game, a reception will be held in the Royal Dons room, which will be open to the public.
David, the tribute here to Lisa Miller, a Kodak All-American last year, Great Lakes Valley Player of the Year, a young lady who was selected for the prestigious NCAA postgraduate scholarship in '92. You know, there were 14 players in the country, men and women at all levels, awarded that honor. Obviously, very proud parents. Also, a tribute to Indiana Purdue.
Yes, it is. It really is.
The women's basketball team wants to come out, assistant coach, and the coach, and have a moment with Lisa. Come on, ladies.
Little rose ceremony here, and David, I think back to only a rose I give you from her fellow teammates of this year's team. A lot of hugs and accolades.
Yeah, because all but the freshmen off of this team, and that's 2 or 3 people, played with Lisa during her last 3 years. Well, as we watch the current team giving their congratulations to Lisa, we see that the statistics for the first half show that it was a pretty well played game. Shooting was excellent in both teams.
Well, the interesting thing, let's look at for St. Joe. Dave, they were 15 out of 22. Now, you talk about taking high percentage shots.
Yeah.
If Indiana would have shot that percentage from the free throw line, they'd have beat Ohio State the other night, friend.
That's 68%. That's pretty tough to beat.
68%. Our Dons shot 56%.
And they have a lead. Yeah.
22. The Dons 3 out of 6 from three-point range. 8 out of 9 from the free throw line. The free throw line and the ability to get to the free throw line early in the ball game here is the difference.
Yeah, and as we look at the turnovers, interestingly enough, St. Joe had 11. IPFW 7.
Well, David, I would have, they must be a little more generous probably than you and I, because we had some flourishes there very early. The halftime stats, interestingly enough, for St. Joe, here's Dennison, the freshman, averaging 8 points a game, and he's got 7 in the first half. Here's Trent Smith, the junior, averaging 8 points a game. He has 9. Harry Perry, who is averaging 6 points a game, have 7. Rather quiet tonight. Mark Scheidler, their leading scorer, leading rebounder.
Yeah. We'll be right back after these words.
Scoring in the first half. For St. Joe, Lyles 2, Scheidler 4, Brown 4, Denson 7.
tragedy of child abuse takes many forms, from verbal assaults to hurtful blows, but it is preventable, and we all have a role to play. If you know of a parent having difficulty, reach out, sit down and talk. And if you're having difficulty, get help for yourself. Talk to a friend. Sign up for a parenting class. Take time out. Don't take it out on your child.
Contact the National Committee for Prevention of Child Abuse.
I want to be a doctor, a judge, electrical engineer, a chemist, a dentist.
The American dream is alive, nurtured in part by the United Negro College Fund. The fund reaches out to deserving students with a quality education, an education that turns wonderful young dreams into realities.
I want to be president.
And you'll be tough to beat.
Please, support the United Negro College Fund.
What comes to your mind when you think about statistics? Polls, gambling, maybe baseball? Sure, but how about lightning, lobsters, music, chocolate cake, sex discrimination, heart attacks, potato chips, traffic, the ozone layer, Shakespeare, monkeys, dancing, drug testing? If some of these things didn't make your list, then you should be watching public television's new statistics series, Against All Odds.
Wake up all the teachers, time to teach a new way. Maybe then they'll listen to what you have to say.
The power of teaching.
World won't get no better if we're just
The power to wake up young minds. The power to wake up the world. Teachers have that power. Reach for the power. Teach. I'm Edward James Olmos, and we're recruiting new teachers. Call 1-800-45-TEACH.
I never saw anybody light up a bar like Jack. You can say that again. He had 1 million jokes. 2 million. Oh, what a riot. Oh, yeah. One of a kind. No kidding. I swear, if I thought he couldn't drive, I'd have said something. You know? I mean, how could you spoil his fun?
Right. Take the keys. Call a cab. Take a stand. Friends don't let friends drive drunk.
Color, space, line, form. These basic elements have been used by painters, sculptors, and architects to create artworks of timeless beauty and value. The Art of the Western World television course examines many of mankind's most enduring achievements and provides you with the key to the language of art.
Welcome back to the Gates Sports Center. This College Cable Access sports presentation is underwritten in part by a grant from Cable Access Incorporated of Fort Wayne, Indiana.
Well, David, here we are, ready for a second half. 39-35, we're up 4 first half. The Pumas shoot 68%. They're down by 4. Don scored the last 4 points. Largest lead of the game was 8.
Yeah.
Some interesting stats here. Trent Smith with 9, Dennison with 7. 15 out of 22 from the Pumas. For our Dons, 14 out of 25. Shane Gibson, 3 out of 6. He's got 9 points. But Andre Walton, 12 points, 4 out of 5 from the in field goals and 4 out of 4 from the line. Only 1 free throw missed in a half. Here we are to start the second half for the Dons. Sean Gibson, Shane Gibson, Andre Walton, Andy Liebert, and Pat Murphy. On the alternate possession, the ball will go to Scheidler, 35. Let's see what they have. Harry Perry's into the game.
Yeah, Harry he draws a lot of playing time. He may not be a starter, but he draws
Harry,
a lot of
Kevin Dennison, number 13 with the ball. Dennison looks to Scheidler. They may look to Scheidler a little more. Scheidler out of movement, guarded by Murphy. Almost undressed him. 35, Mark Brown. Boy, a lot of walk, a lot of movement out there with a foot when Mark Brown's got the ball. Somebody just threw one of the blue sports balls on the floor. 17 seconds to go on the shot clock here. Let's see if the Pumas pick that up.
Good defense by the Mastodons, but they've got to be alert here now in the inbounds play and not let something easy happen inside.
There's Brown. Brown over to Dennison. Dennison to Trent Smith. Now, Trent Smith likes to shoot a little more than a scouting report on him.
Yeah.
Oh, there's Harry Perry. Harry Perry off the rim, and nobody goes to get the ball. Tipped, rebound by Gibson. Gibson to Andre Walton. Got a 2-on-2. What does Andre do? Andre takes it all the way. Andre up good. Andre Walton with his 14th point of the game. 6-point Don lead, 41-35. Good acceleration. Right now, Andre Walton's the fastest player on the floor.
And they've just absolutely got to shut him down outside and make him pass off, or he'll go all the way.
Scheidler moves. Scheidler out to Dennison. Dennison with a little shuffle. Over to Brown. Brown playing 20 feet from the basket. There's Scheidler going to be wide open. Oh, no call. The St. Joe coach and staff is going crazy on the sidelines. There's Andre Walton all the way down.
My only comment would have to be they're consistent.
Yes, I'll tell you, David, they don't call a lot.
That's right. There's only 2 of them. They figure there's a third of the calls that should be made by somebody else, and they won't be made tonight.
You're generous, David. Andre Walton on a pass in from. There's Gibson. Gibson to Liebert. Tight man-to-man defense. Sean Gibson. Gibson Murphy. Murphy's got a little mouse of the eye. Shane Gibson from 3. It's up. Good. Shane Gibson. His second 3 of the ball game. Shane's got 10.
And they got to maintain this now and just keep building on it.
9-point lead. Largest lead of the game. 44-35. Here at 18-15 in the second half. A number of substitutions. Scott Simmons in for Liebert. And who snuck in there for St. Joe? Must have been number 44,
yeah.
Donnie Riggins.
Donnie Riggins.
Uh-oh, here comes a break. Oh, and they got the foul. Brown and a foul. That was rather easy.
Yeah.
Murphy back Simmons. Simmons, Murphy playing a little 2-man game. Out off of St. Joe. 7-point lead, 44-37.
And it really does surprise me that when a man slacks down from behind inside on the post that they don't call that foul.
Good, Walton with a beautiful move under. Oh, and he misses another one. He's missed 2 of those, David.
Yeah, that one was kind of in heavy traffic. He was waiting for Scheidler to.
Boy, he made a beautiful move to get open. There's Scheidler. Right now, 35, Brown. And off of Brown. Oh, they're going to call a foul on
Pat Murphy. Probably. Nope. Shane Gibson.
Shane Gibson's first. Team's first.
And the replay showed that Shane did get a hold of an arm on the way down the lane.
Good defense here. Yeah. Good defense. Move into the center. Up good. 44, Riggins. They've got 10 points off their bench, 10 of their 39, and that's been their custom all year long.
Yeah.
There's pass to Murphy, and a turnover again for the Dons. Was a 9-point lead. Now it's 5. Steal by Andre Walton.
He's got some help with Scotty Simmons. Scotty's. How there couldn't be.
Well, the St. Joe coaches are applauding that call.
Yeah, he is. Yeah, he is. If we could see a replay on that one, I'm sure we'd see an arm.
And there we did.
Yeah, he went flying by.
No blood. No blood. Tony Martin into the game, maybe for a little quickness, a little defensive pressure. Over to Walton in the corner. Walton closely guarded, a foul, and we've got a foul on number 30. That's Perry.
think he's just going to call he tipped the ball out of bounds. It hit the out of bounds line. No, your call was right, but that's not the call that was made.
Oh, there's Andre again. Andre Martin. Martin at the top of the key. Sean Gibson. Murphy. Oh. Puma ball.
Pat Murphy was fortunate that time. Among other things, he lost his contact lens, found it very quickly, so he's trying to get that replaced back in. The Mastodons with a 5-point lead that just a little while ago was 9.
Well, about a minute and 20 seconds ago was a 9-point lead, and the Pumas have scored 4 in a row.
But they have an opportunity here to push it back up to 7 or 8.
If history goes anything, the games, this team here, the games.
Oh my! Oh my! Okay.
Foul on 24, Shane Gibson. That's his second, the team's second. With all the activity, David.
Yeah, with all the things that could be called.
A little more aggressive pressure in the backcourt now by the Dons. Tony Martin, Garden Perry. Gibson on Scheidler. Or Gibson on Brown, I'm sorry. There's Scheidler. Perry. Up. Gibson with a rebound to Gibson. Leaves it for Andre Walton. Andre Walton has it picked by Riggins.
Ooh, might have been a little shuffle of the feet, but we'll play on.
Foul's going to be on Martin. That's his second. Second foul on Martin, 3 on a team. This is sort of a reversal of the first half, David.
Yeah.
3 fouls on the Dons, none on the Pumas.
And we've played 4 minutes here into the second half.
Riggins at the line to shoot 2. The Pumas were perfect from the line in the first half, 3 out of 3. First one's up, no good.
Well, they're not perfect any longer.
Well, 44-39, 16 minutes to go in a half. Riggins at the line to shoot the second of the 2. Shots up, it's good. We've got a 4-point ball game. 5 in a row scored by the Pumas.
So
16 minutes exactly to go in the game.
Back to the halftime margin.
Just can't get up and maintain that lead.
No, IPFW's been a little sluggish.
Gibson
here
to
on the
Gibson.
offense.
Gibson underneath Tony Martin. Back to Gibson. Gibson for 3. Long off the iron. They're beating us on the long rebound.
Yeah. Yeah, they're beating us just to the ball.
There's number 12. It's up. No. They call it for travel. What a break. Woo. Trent Smith with a 3. He's got 9 points in the ball game. And a little traveling music before he shot that 3.
Yeah, well, he didn't put the ball on the floor and had plenty of opportunity to do that.
Doug Ranking in, replacing Murphy. 44-40. 3-minute drought here for the Dons, David. Had some good shots, missed some underneath in traffic.
Little discussion here. The official had quieted down some of the players on the end of the St. Joe bench, then had the coach come down and make sure he understood what was going on. Well, the Dons have the ball, and they've got a 4-point lead. They need to get some offense going here soon.
Here's Andre Walton over to Ranking. Ranking to Gibson. Gibson on a nice move up. Oh, it doesn't go.
Can't buy one here in this second half.
Riggins.
It almost looks like, Ed, that St. Joe has decided to come out here and push that ball up the floor in a hurry.
It looks like a different St. Joe team.
Yeah, it does.
Riggins with the ball. Riggins. Perry up. Shot off. Sean Gibson with a rebound.
Sean, the number 1 rebounder in the
Andre
conference.
Walton takes it in. Andre up. Passes over to. Good move to Ranky. A great assist by Andre Walton. Good penetration.
Yeah.
This this is a different St. Joe ball club, David. I mean, they're in a hurry.
They are pushing the ball up in the right now. Their half-court offense is about the same.
David, if we have this on replay, it's a question of whether
he stumbled over the white line on the floor. Is what he stumbled over.
That's Tony Martin's third foul. Here comes Scott Simmons going to come into the ball game, replacing Tony Martin. David, this is a little quicker St. Joe combination on the floor right now than we saw in the first half.
And it will be interesting to see if they can maintain the pace. But I'm not sure they're used to playing it.
46-40. Trent Smith out, guarded by Walton. Picks down underneath, throw it away.
All right.
Boom. Scheidler had some unkind words there for Smith.
Well, maybe if they can start talking to each other, they'll come apart here a little bit.
Well, the Dons have scored 2 points in the last 4 minutes. We can't have these kind of droughts. Oh, finally a foul. Number 42, Josh Gibson, and that's Gibson's third. He just come into the game.
Yeah, and in a traditional style, Josh smiles and says, I didn't touch him.
6'7" junior out of Stanford, Connecticut.
He's a big kid. Good rebounder.
Shane Gibson to pass it in to Andre Walton on the side. The Dons set an offense. A few picks, a lot of motion. There's Reinke in the corner, number 44. Reinke looks. To Sean Gibson. Sean Gibson way out. Little miscommunication there between the Gibson brothers. Shane would have had to been about 7'4". Here's Lewis with the ball. Trent Smith across the timeline for the Pumas, guarded by Walton. Shot up, good. Nice 6-footer by Josh Gibson. 46-42. The Dons locked on this 44 for an awfully long time, David, almost 5 minutes. Scheidler with great hustle. Don's ball.
And I'm not so sure that it wasn't a reach in, but it was great hustle on the kid's part. He plays hard.
Well, here's a new face into the lineup. Tom Patterson, a junior from Toledo, Ohio, 6'4" for the Dons.
Replaces Shane Gibson. IPFW needs to maintain some good movement, some good continuity on the offense here. They've been sputtering a little bit.
Sputtering an awfully lot.
And I think we've got a zone defense. Well, no, it's a kind of a matchup zone here by the Pumas.
Kick the ball, reset the clock. Here we are, 13-20, 46-42.
And the clock was down to 13.
2 points in 5 minutes for the Dons. I hate to belabor that point, but we've got to get a scoring machine going.
And not much
There's
more
Patterson
than that
on the side. Patterson takes it up. No call.
Well, there is a call. Offensive foul.
We're sitting here 5 fouls against 1 in this half, Dave.
Yeah, and that's not going to be good. We got to get that turned around here pretty shortly. Don't want to put St. Joe at the line and give them an opportunity to cut this margin at the line.
46-42.
New face, Mike Crowley, number 15 for St. Joe.
Trent Smith.
Number 15 on the he set an illegal
Mike
pick.
Crowley just got into the game. Now, I'll tell you, that's the kind of substitution you want. He's in the ball game for 6 seconds, gets his first personal foul.
Well, he set an illegal pick. And out in the open. So
well, and they saw it.
Yeah.
Well, come on, Dons. 46-42.
IPFW needs, again,
Here's Andre Walton. Walton out to the top of the key. Walton looks. Walton looks inside to Gibson. Back to Walton. Gibson looks a little frustrated. He and Scheidler have really been going at one another. Andre closely guarded. Nobody moving. There's Sean Gibson way out on the core side. Underneath to Reinke. Reinke was hammered.
And number 15 is going to draw his second one right quick.
I don't know. I think
Mike
he got
Crowley.
42. I think he got Josh Gibson for his fourth. Oh, he got 15.
Yeah.
Crowley's second foul. That's the team second in the half.
Would have been all right if it had been on Josh Gibson.
12:36 minutes. We've scored 2 points. Walton out the top of the key. Patterson. Simmons tries to move. Underneath, Reinke. Reinke up, he walks.
As intense as the defense is, I can't believe that there isn't some call contact there.
Here we are, 46-42, 12:21 to go in the ball game. We're battling for first place here at the Great Lakes Valley Conference.
Coach Peters is trying to keep some guys fresh.
You know, Dave, our crowd really hasn't had anything to be the ball game about.
Not yet. They haven't gotten real excited.
I want to tell you, if you can see, when Brown gets the ball, he moves his feet.
Yeah.
Sometimes you don't watch that when he's 50, 60 feet away from the basket.
And they're big feet, so they shouldn't be hard to see.
Crowley, there's Scheidler. Scheidler guarded by Reinke. Scheidler makes a move. Now they've got a different lineup in there now with Brown and Scheidler, and they play a good motion, David.
Yeah, they
There's
do.
15, Crowley. Crowley falls down, throws it away. Ooh. I thought he threw it away.
Well, Doug Reinke got a hand on it just enough to tip it away.
Patterson guarding the inbounds pass.
Shot clock will not be reset. So
14, 13 down the shot clock. We're down to 11. On the shot clock, 21, Lyles. There's 15, Crowley. Crowley makes a good head fake. 35, Brown up, off the board. No, tipped. The Pumas down with a rebound. Brown out to Crowley. Lyles, Tony Lyles with the ball, guarded by Walton.
Pretty good defense that time. That shuts down, gives them actually
The ball went up there awfully hard off the board, came back. There's Brown, 20 feet from the basket. Crowley with the ball in the corner, guarded. Oh, they've got a mismatch now. They've got Scott Simmons on Brown. Oh, a three off the...
Oh, my. Oh, my. No, the other guy's going to correct things here. He's either going to correct them and
Somebody just threw a blue ball on the floor. The call's going to stand, David. Yeah. They didn't have the guts to say, okay, I got it one way, you got it the other. Let's toss it up and go alternate possession. 35, Brown. Brown to Crowley. Crowley got it by Simmons.
Need to keep playing the good defense and
Lyles.
just don't let them get what they want on
Lyles
offense.
stolen by Andre Walton, half stolen by Walton. Now that should be an, oh, there's a scout by Simmons. Simmons up on a breakaway and will take it. And will absolutely take it.
Credit Andre Walton.
There
with
was
a big
no
piece of that
contact whatsoever on that play, David. Hey, there's Riggins. Riggins to Lyles for the Pumas. Down the middle. Oh. Foul on Andre Walton. Andre's first, the team's sixth.
Looked like that call might have been as the drive was being made, but I'm not sure whether he's going to shoot free throws or not.
I think
he's motioning that the call was on the floor, so it'll be a Puma ball out underneath their basket.
54, Pat Murphy in. 24, Shane Gibson in.
Need some good heads-up play now out of these fresh guys.
Brown guarded by Sean Gibson. Riggins with the ball for the Pumas. They pack it in and rotate it around. Little Indiana-style basketball. Yeah. Underneath, Scheidler. Ooh, hammered by Murphy. Pat Murphy, that should be his second. Seventh foul on the team. Dave, 10:23 of the second half. The Pumas are in the bonus. Scheidler at the line to shoot two. He's been sort of quiet tonight, and we hope to keep him that way. First shot is up, and it's good. Gets a lot of rim.
He got the shooter's roll.
48-43. 10 and a half to go in the game. Scheidler for the second. Shots up, and it's in and out. He had a lot of roll that time. It didn't go.
Yeah.
5-point lead for the Dons. Largest lead of the game's been 9. Sean Gibson, Sean to Shane. Shane looks into Murphy. Murphy out to Andre Walton. Simmons down the right side. Boy, they pack it in. Somebody's got to hit the three. Gibson, Andre Walton. Simmons.
A lot better offensive movement now, though, by the Dons. They get a lot more.
Oh, what a pick. What a beautiful pick. Oh, a tip. Murphy. Good hustle by Murphy to Andre Walton.
Absolutely.
And we've got a ticky-tack foul on number 30, Perry, his second. and the crowd's coming alive.
Yeah, they are. They appreciated that last movement a lot. The offense had some life to it. Got a good shot, just didn't fall.
Sean Gibson to Shane Gibson. Shane Gibson up. Good. Basket by Shane.
Tough shot. Tough shot. He's missed some. It's a lot easier than that. Good move, Shane.
Trent Smith with the ball to Riggins. Scheidler. Top of the key. Scheidler fakes.
I like keeping him out there.
Good defense by the Dons tonight. They basically Scheidler at 6'5", guarded by 6'7", 6'8" men all night long, and that's a good defensive move. Makes him work a little bit harder. Oh, good move by Perry. Oh, the shot is unbelievably long. We got a clear out on Brown.
And clear out he did.
David, that's his third foul, the fifth on the team. Well, he cleared everybody out to be wide open. Here's Dennison back in the game. He's been out for quite a while.
Yeah.
He scored 7 points early and then went into hibernation. Let's keep him there. View of the St. Joe bench. Here's Andre Walton across the timeline. Andre going to be guarded by Perry. Perry just starts backing up when Andre comes bringing the ball. There's a beautiful pick, a pass for three. Shane Gibson for three.
And that puts the Mastodons back.
10-point lead, Dave. Here we are, 8:40 to go. Up by 10, 53-43.
And Andre Walton either sprained an ankle or got his foot stepped on or something because he's hobbling just
and
a bit.
His face looks a little bit in pain. Going to be a foul on Murphy. That's going to be his third. And here's Scheidler at the line. Scheidler going to shoot one in the bonus.
Andre doesn't want to come out.
He says he's okay. Okay, let's watch this play on replay.
Sometimes
there we are. Scheidler bumped by Murphy, push off. Offensive player gets the call. Scheidler to shoot one in bonus. 8:30 to go in the game. 53-43 the Dons by 10. This is for first place in the Great Lakes Valley Conference.
And the crowd coming alive.
Scheidler
again.
on, it's short.
Missed the free
Gibson
throw.
with a rebound.
IPFW with the ball. Good series of play going here now for IPFW.
Dave, if they can see this on defense, what you have the two top players on each team, Scheidler and Sean Gibson, guarding one another. And I think it's taking a toll on both of them. There's Simmons. Simmons shot up. No. Because what you have basically are Sean Gibson playing tough defense. Scheidler's guarding Sean Gibson. Now Gibson switched off. He's guarding Brown. Murphy's on Scheidler. Here's Smith with the ball.
There's a lot of energy being expended on the offense.
Oh, nice move by Brown.
And Shane Gibson with just a tad slow, rotating around to cover the backside on the offense.
That's the third foul on Shane Gibson. We've got 3 fouls on Murphy, 3 fouls on Martin. 8 minutes to go. Let's set it. 8-point lead. Brown to the line. Shots up. No good. A little iron. There's Andre Martin. He's looking a little better right now.
Yeah, he's
Sean Gibson. Sean looks over to Simmons. Simmons on the drive to move to Andre Walton. Walton kicks it back out. Take a little time off the clock. 7:40 to go. Dons by 8. Oh, nice hand check out there at center court. Out to Simmons. Simmons tries to take it in the key to look. Back to Murphy. Murphy needs to look back to him. Oh,
great tip.
Great tip. Sean Gibson.
And here they come in a hurry.
Back to a 10-point lead. Long pass. Scheidler. And they call a foul on Sean Gibson. That's his third. Dave, let's see if we've got that. That looks awfully, awfully close.
Yeah, it did. But even if he made some contact, still a good play. He'd make the big guy go to the line and rather than drop it in.
Here we are right there. He doesn't look good from here. He probably got him in the back. Brown to shoot 2. Shot is off the rim.
And it's almost as though they're beginning to run out of gas just a little bit, but that ball's coming up short for them.
That shot is up. It's missed. Oh, nobody blocked out.
Checking out.
Dennison gets the 2. What a gift.
Fresh legs came right in there and really made a move.
55-47, 7 minutes to go. There is Shane Gibson. Shane Gibson, look. Shane Gibson hits. I'll tell you what, he's got 10 in this half. Back to a 10-point lead. Here comes Ranky coming into the ball game. Gibson coming in and Riggins coming in for the Pumas.
Yeah, Shane's got the flow on the shot now here in the last 3 or 4 minutes. Really come to life. Doug Ranky back in the ball game now to give Pat Murphy a rest. Doug still looks like he's trying to shake off that flu bug just a little bit. He's had to have lost a little strength.
Are you a little surprised, Dave, we haven't seen John Hansreiter in for a couple minutes or so?
Well, yes and no, because John.
What a move by Gibson.
John had about as bad a sprain as I've seen in a long, long time, and he's back from it, but it's still got to be just a little bit tender. He'll be available if needed.
Nice movement. There's Simmons. Simmons to Shane Gibson. Or to Sean Gibson, excuse me. Sean Gibson up underneath. He is hammered.
And the foul is drawn on Harry Perry.
That's Perry's third. That's only the 6th on the team. We're already in 10, which means they shoot 2 from here on out.
Yeah.
57-49.
Fortunately, they've not been shooting them well here of late. And at least we will be in the 1-and-1 now from each foul from here on out.
Here's Sean Gibson to shoot 2. It's up, it's good. That's his 10th point of the night.
Well, this one can truly be described, Ed, as a battle tonight.
Yes, it's
been a battle.
58-49, 6:30 to go in the ball game, David. Here we are, Sean Gibson, I'm sorry. Oh, it's hard off the iron. Now we didn't get the fresh legs in here to get a tipper.
And Andre kind of got moved out from any kind of rebound position.
Oh, 30, what can I say? Ranky with a rebound, long pass, Simmons.
Scotty's a good athlete.
Take it. Yes, he does. Scheidler with a rebound. Good defense. Just a lot of good action.
St. Joe's been fortunate a lot of times tonight. They've had the good bounce. It's come to them.
Scheidler top of the key, guarded by Gibson now. Oh. Gibson with a rebound to Walton. We've got an advantage here, 4-on-2. Andre backs it out.
But it wasn't a real clear shot.
My gosh. Sean Gibson was absolutely hammered all the way to the wall.
Blown out of the gym, I think is what it's called.
David, we used to say they ought to let their officials sit down and let the kids play.
Well, they're letting them
play. Got Simmons up. Simmons good for the 2.
Big bucket.
His 3rd basket of the game.
Stretches that lead to 11 for the first time.
Timeout. One of the officials got snowed in Cincinnati. That's why we only have 2. So it must be really doing something. Here we are. We'll set the stage. 5:15 to go in a half. Or in the game, 60-49, the largest lead for the Dons. Folks, I want to tell you, we'll close our season here pretty quick. Saturday night we play Lewis, an old nemesis, David. We'll be back after this announcement.
Catch all the action of top-ranked men's volleyball this weekend at IPFW. Tickets available at all Ticketmaster locations or call 481-6643.
Welcome back to the Gates Sports Center here on the campus of IPFW for tonight's Great Lakes Valley action. We're up, David, 60-49. This is Doc Leonard and Dave Skelton. 5:19 to go in the game.
And Ed, the clock is beginning to get excited here, or the crowd, I should say, beginning to get excited yet. They're making a little noise, making kind of sense now that things might be going a little bit more the IPFW way.
You know, this series goes back 24 years. This series goes back, and it's tied 12-12, and so this is for the break here. There's Perry. Perry with the ball. Martin back in the game with 3 fouls on him. Scheidler to the top of the key. Riggins, Sean Gibson and Scheidler doing a real battle here tonight. Gibson on the floor, the ball's on the floor. We've got a jump ball, our ball.
Great hustle by Sean Gibson. He didn't get
there's
the ball.
Simmons, Reinke may have bumped his head down there. Helped off the floor by Andre Walton. That's sort of the giant Andre helping up the big giant, Doug Reinke.
That's for sure.
I think we're going to see some full court, in-your-face pressure now by the Pumas.
And number 30, Harry Perry's probably the best they have at doing that.
There's a pass to Reinke. Reinke to Walton. Andre backs it out, takes some time off. Need to be aggressive, David. Need to work the clock. Under 5 minutes to go. The Dons by 11, and there's a foul on Perry, and that's his fourth, and that's a break.
Yes, it is, and it's a kind of call that could have been made earlier, but it's one that they really have to call that at this point in time because that gives the defense an advantage. So Andre will go to the line to shoot the 1-and-1.
Andre's been awfully quiet in the first half, but we wouldn't be here at this point if it wasn't for Andre in the first half.
That's right.
Andre with 12 in the first half. His shot is up hard off the rim. We've missed our last 2 free throws. Little traveling music by Smith. And a good call.
4:42 on the clock.
11-point lead for the Dons.
Nice opportunity here to stretch that up to 13. That'd be all right. Two of the best in the Great Lakes Valley Conference, Ed, right here tonight, and they're really showing us a good performance.
Got Simmons. Sean Gibson, 5 seconds to get it across. Throw it away again.
Forced it. Really didn't have to go that. Wasn't that tough.
That's the second time I think he thought his brother was 7 foot tall. Here we are, 4:30 to go in a ball game. 11-point Don lead. Smith over the timeline calls out the play. Walton watching him. Not a lot of movement right now. Oh, there we go. Smith up good. First basket of the second half.
Andre got the ball up quickly that time.
Sean Gibson backing in on out to Reinke. Reinke looks. That's a surprise. Shane Gibson. Simmons. A lot of motion. There's Andre Walton all alone to Sean Gibson.
Great pass by Andre
Walton.
As the clock ticks under 4 minutes now.
11-point Don lead, 3:51 to go in the ball game. Scheidler on a move, Scheidler up, and I don't know what they're going to call it. They're going to call ranking up front.
Yeah, because it couldn't be Sean Gibson. Sean had all ball, and there was no way that ball was going anywhere. And I'm on a replay, I'm not sure Doug had him.
Whoops, we just lost our replay.
Well, one official's in the snow, now they're all in the snow.
Well, we're back to action here. Scheidler at the line to shoot 2. 11-point Don lead, 3:46. Scheidler at the line. Eyes the basket. Here it comes. It's up. Hey, it's good.
He certainly takes his full allotment of time to get that shot off.
62-52, 10-point Don lead. Got to block out here. The last time they missed a free throw, they went in and got the easy layup.
Another 3-point shooter coming in.
Crowley coming in. Sort of surprised, though. That's Crowley for Smith. And Smith's hit their only 3-pointer.
Smith, again, looks like one of them who's running out of gas just a little bit. Crowd coming alive on Scheidler's second free throw.
It's up. It's good. He's got 7 for the game, 9-point lead, 62-53, 3:46 to go.
Mark
Brown comes in.
And gives Scheidler a rest.
There's Scott Simmons. Scott Simmons back to Sean Gibson. Oh, we've got a little hammer there a couple times by Brown. That should be Brown's 4th foul.
Foul trouble or foul condition going to become a concern for St. Joe. A lot of their people, but they're getting down to the point now where they have no choice.
They've got Brown with 4 and Perry with 4 and Gibson with 3 and nobody else even close. Here's Sean Gibson at the line. He's been there once before. He's 1 out of 2 for the night. Shoot the front end of the bone at 1-and-1. Shots up. It's good. Back to a 9-point lead.
It's a big free throw because that makes it now
10-point lead, I hope.
Yeah, 10.
Now Gibson to shoot the second. Couple substitutions for St. Joe. Scheidler with a short breather back in the game.
Well, they can't afford to have him out. I mean, the kid's tough.
Here's Sean Gibson. His second shot is up and it's good. 11-point lead, 64-53. A little higher scored, David, than I thought it might be.
Yeah, for a while there, it looked like it would never get up into the 60s. But the 60s is where St. Joe plays a great deal of the time.
44, Riggins.
Like the game at St. Joe was in the 60s.
Dennison absolutely throws it away.
And Scott Simmons alertly went over and picked it up. It might have gone out of bounds, but he took no chance on it.
Oh, there's Andre Walton with a good move. Simmons hands it back to Walton. Walton takes it back out. He's all over it.
Simmons had a decent
Ranking.
enough
If I
shot.
would foul Ranking. Get rid of the ball.
Yeah, but you know Doug's not
Sean
too bad
Gibson,
at the line.
Sean to Shane. Shane to Ranking. To Walton. Woo. A lot of movement, no call. There's Sean Gibson underneath it, a fadeaway, up, no good. Nice move by Riggins.
Quickly down the floor.
He's got 5 off the bench.
And we're under 3 minutes. We're at 2:42.
9-point game. Skimmons takes it up. A lot of hacking.
And no calls at this point. We'd like to go to the line. That'd be the best thing we could do.
All over on Ranking. Simmons backs it out. Simmons to Reinke. Reinke up in the basket's good. Still no foul. Reinke with 2 baskets in the second half. Back to 11-point lead. 2:12 to go. 66-55. Timeout St. Joe.
Great pass by Scotty Simmons that time, and he hit Doug Reinke underneath.
We'll be right back.
Jobs. It's top priority with many Hoosiers today. Good jobs with good futures. That's what Ivy Tech in Fort Wayne specializes in, training good people for good jobs. The skilled jobs Indiana's future needs.
Ivy Tech, what Indiana needs to grow. Call for enrollment information.
Here we are, we're back. 2:12 to go in a ball game. 66-55, the Dons up by 11.
And for these last 2 minutes and 12 seconds, the lineup that Andy Biazza will have on the floor for the Dons will include Tony Martin, Scotty Simmons, Andre Walton, Doug Reinke, and Sean Gibson. St. Joe ball. They've got 43 seconds on the time clock. And we see down at the far end of the floor that Don the Mastodon was trying to give the young Puma a lesson in
here
basketball.
we are. Here's Crowley with the ball, bringing it up. 11-point Don lead. Andre Walton's played a superb floor game tonight. Oh, there's Scheidler for 3. It's good.
And that almost looked like the toe was on the line.
Quick foul. They're going to put us on a free throw line. That should be on Dennison, his second. The 9th on the team.
Big free throws here, because if Shane can put these in, that kind of negates the last jumper that went in for St. Joe. Keeps that lead out there at 10 if he can hit them both. And then after this, we'll be shooting 2 free throws every time we're fouled. And there'll be several more, I would imagine.
This is going to be a long 1:56 to go. 1:56. 8-point Don lead. Shane Gibson with the front end of the bonus. It's up. It's good.
Shane's got a nice touch tonight.
Now he will shoot the bonus.
Nice touch by Shane tonight.
That's 20 for him for the evening. Leading scorer on the floor and for the Dons. Here he is. He eyes the second. It's up. It's no good. Brown with a rebound.
He was halfway down there. 9-point lead.
1:50 to go in the ball game. Prince Smith with it. Oh, Scheidler. Scheidler wants the ball. Looks like
be an over and back.
Let it go. Tony Martin. Tony Martin to Gibson. Gibson is fouled. And the foul's on Dennison.
Nice hustle by Tony Martin, because he could have let it go and we'd get the ball on the over and back, but there was an opportunity there for a score, and so they went for it.
Sean Gibson at the line to shoot 2. 58 for the Pumas, 67 for the host Dons, 1:39 to go. Shot is up and it's good. Back to an 11-point lead.
We hope on the next one.
Oh, I'm sorry, that's a 10. We hope the next one. Scott Simmons back into the ball game. Sean Gibson at the line to shoot the bonus. 10-point Don margin. It's up, it's off the front. No. Brown with a rebound. Brown to Smith. Ooh, Smith to Dennison.
Big steps.
Dennison to Brown. Brown up to score. Shots good by Brown. Timeout by the Pumas.
Sorry, I'd rather see that 2 being taken inside than the 3 outside.
Here we are, 1:30 to go. 8-point Don lead. St. Joe's made a run, Dave, in the last 4 minutes, outscoring us 11-8.
Yeah, and I'm not sure how many timeouts they have left, but I don't think they would have more than maybe 2 more. So the score and call timeout, save the clock. They can do a couple of more times, but hopefully we will have been scoring in the meantime. Yeah, this is the Great Lakes Valley Conference action at its best tonight with the 19-4 Mastodons out of IPFW going against the 18-5 St. Joe Pumas. That's the overall record.
The Dons have 3 players right now in double figures, and we've gotten 12 points tonight off our bench. They've got 17 off theirs, but we expected that.
That's right.
They have 2 timeouts left, the Pumas. I just got the signal from downstairs.
I would have guessed that'd be about right. And IPFW probably has plenty, so they won't need to have what they will be using. They'll certainly not be wanting to stop the clock for a while.
Walton with 14. Shane Gibson with 20.
Sean with about 15 or 16.
13 for Sean.
Okay. Scotty Simmons probably has 7 or 8.
7 for Simmons, 4 for Ranking. And then Marcinek, Martin, Liebert, and Murphy all with 2. Haven't seen Murphy much lately.
No, not in this last 10 minutes or so.
Here we are. Well, there's Ranking. Ranking back to Gibson. Oh, good hook. Foul on Brown, and that should be bye-bye for Mark Brown. He's going to exit the ball game tonight with 5 field goals. Helped us a little bit. Missed all 3 of his free throw attempts, and he leaves with 10 points.
Yeah, he's one of their best big guys. 6'7", 220 junior. Good rebounder.
This is a team, Dave, that's going to be building. They lose Scheidler, but they have essentially everybody else back on this team.
And this Mark Brown that's just fouled out to hit the last shot. He's a good inside player. But they have a good bench. They have good depth, so they'll not be hurting for some good talent to come in.
And they're going to take their full allotted time to get a substitution in Dennison, the freshman starter coming in. Set the stage for you, 68-60, 1:27 to go. Sean Gibson will be at the line to shoot 2.
And it would certainly help if we came up with a little better than 1 out of 2 as we've done the last 2 or 3 times at the line.
Well, we're 4 out of our last 7.
Sean knows how to hit 2 clutch free throws because he certainly did that a week ago tonight down at Frankfort, Kentucky.
No. Still an 8-point lead. Gibson with a bonus.
Right,
1:27 to go. Boy, we're a little ice cold from the free throw line.
Yeah.
And the second one is off the rim.
Oh, could have been a jump ball.
There's a 3. Look at that ball bounce around the right way. There's 44. Riggins with a shot. Dave, we've got a 5-point ball game with 1:15.
And you talk about the doggone ball making good bounces for St. Joe, and it certainly has done that.
Dave, if we had that last one on replay, we'll be right back.
Crack and ended up another tragic story. only she doesn't know it yet. Drugs make you forget. And if you forget how risky sex can be, you could catch the AIDS virus and not know it for months, even years. AIDS, another way drugs can kill.
There was a time many people thought that economics had very little to do with everyday life. Today, it seems there's very little in everyday life that does not have to do with economics. Enroll in the Economics USA telecourse. It's an education for life.
Let me set the stage for you. 1:15. Don's having trouble getting it in. Oh, finally due to Sean Gibson. Oh, there's a foul. The foul is on Crowley. That's his third.
Well, they're going to foul Sean until he makes them. I think he can.
Well, Dave, we're 5 out of our last 11 from the line. This was an 11-point ball game just a tick ago.
Yeah.
And now we're down to a 5-point ball game. We're 5 out of 11 on our last free throws.
And that possession only took 5 seconds off the clock. So we must capitalize on the free throws here.
Just show you if you don't make your free throw, shot by Gibson is no good.
And everything's a little bit
5 out
short.
of 12.
A little bit shy.
You know, we've played some ball games this year where we haven't made free throws and you lose.
We need this one right here.
Shot is up and it is good.
All right.
6-point lead. That's about 2 possessions.
Now,
Minute 9 to go.
Good defense.
They've hit their last 2 threes.
Get the ball.
There's Crowley. Crowley to Smith. He's inside the line. His shot is up. Ranky with a
big rebound. Big
Gibson.
rebound.
Ranky is fouled, I think, by Scheidler.
Super rebound by Doug Ranky. Got good position on the offside from the shot.
Oh, the foul was on 30, Perry, and that's his 5th. Now, David, that's the second Puma to foul out of the ball game.
And we'll see here now, although they're
I have him for 5.
Well, I agree with you.
And I thought they just said 5.
But officially, they've got 4 on the board.
Well, we gave 1 to someone else then. Ranky with 2 at the line. Doug eyes it, and almost an air ball. Oh, David, our free throw shooting here is woeful.
Got to step up there, Doug. Get this one, buddy. Forget the last one. And that'll push it back up to
There's
7
Ranky
point
right
lead.
there. He hits the front of the rim. Oh, goodness gracious. Here we go. 55 seconds to go.
Well, we didn't gain anything.
Perry up. Perry with a 3. 47 seconds to go. The Pumas grabbed the ball. I don't know why the clock stopped. There was no timeout. I don't believe they have any timeouts left. He can run the whole field. When does the clock start? Can't start on the pass in. There's Scott Simmons, and Scott Simmons was finally fouled. No time went off the clock.
Well, we're at home, and that shouldn't happen.
Dave, 69, 66.
Scott Simmons to step up and shoot 2, and Scotty's one of our better free throw shooters.
Well, Dave, we've shot 2 every time we've gone to the line.
Yeah. 45 seconds on the clock. 45 seconds. So
this is our 14th free throw of the half. We've made 5. Simmons at the line to shoot 2. 45 seconds to go. 69-66. Shot is up and it's good.
All right.
Now it's a 2-possession ball game. 70-66-45. Simmons at the line.
Seems to me like a long time ago you said this is going to be a long minute 56.
And there it is. There's another one. Oh, Dave, 6 out of 15.
We got one of them.
Ranky with a big rebound. He throws it away. Tipped. Woo, what action. Riggins for 3. Long. Gibson with a rebound. He's fouled, poked in the eye. Now that's Harry Perry's 5th foul, David. It may be his 10th, but it's only the 5th one called on him.
And that's a big play for St. Joe because he's a vital cog.
Yep. Perry fouled out, the second player to foul. He came off the bench, gave 9 points, a little bit of quickness. And again, they're going to take their full allotted time to get somebody in the ball game.
And I think this time we'll see Doug or Sean Gibson step up there, take a good big deep breath, and get that ball in there.
Well, this will be his 11th and 12th free throw tonight.
And the score is a little beyond what St. Joe normally plays.
Tony Martin coming in the game, going to replace Doug Reinke.
To play the good defense. Doug came up with some great big rebounds there for us.
2 baskets. Missed his only 2 free throw attempts. Here's Gibson back to the line to shoot 2. It's up. It's good. Woo. Set the stage. 24 seconds. 5-point lead. 71-66. A lot of people here on their feet.
And you can bet on a 3-pointer going up, so there just have to be a wire.
41, Gibson up again. He hits that one. He's hit 3 in a row. 6-point game, 72-66, 20 seconds, 23
Crowley's
seconds to go.
A 3. Crowley's
Here's
a 3.
Crowley,
an
long
NBA.
bomb, long. Gibson with a rebound. Oh, threw it away, and they return the favor.
All right, 15 seconds on the clock. 6-point lead.
Well, Dave, if I was given a Dandy Don Award, I think I'd give the Dandy Don Award to Andre Walton for the first half and Shane Gibson for the second half, because
they've both played a very important role in this game tonight. That was a big rebound by Shane right there that he couldn't quite control.
Here's Hauser back in the ball game, number 22. He hasn't been in for a long time.
We'll go to the line at least one more time, maybe twice.
There's Reinke to Walton. Andre almost tackled. Andre all the way.
That ought to do
His
it.
first basket, an 8-point ball game, and the crowd's up. It's over. It's missed. Reinke with a rebound. Reinke passes the ball to Simmons. 2 seconds. Andre Walton up. No.
And
there's our ball game.
All right.
Well, David, I've got
it
Andre
exciting.
Walton with 14 points, 12 in the first half, 2 in the second. I've got Shane Gibson with 20 points. He had
Andre might have snuck 1 or 2 in there right at the end, didn't he? That got him up to 16, maybe.
No, he had 12 in the first
12.
half.
Okay. Was that his last or first 2 points?
Here we
right
are.
There at the end.
74-66. The Dons win. Dave, I'm going to turn it over to you, and I'm going to go talk to our Dandy Don of the game, who is going to be Shane Gibson, number 24, the senior from Lanesville, Floyd Central High School.
Well, a big basketball game it certainly was for IPFW history. It's given them now the opportunity to control their own destiny. They're virtually tied for first place in the GLVC. That kind of puts St. Joe out of the running. St. Joe certainly gave us a big boost last week by beating Southern Indiana and Kentucky Wesleyan. We'll be back right after these messages.
Tony had some drinks, a few joints, and got into a fatal accident tonight. Only he doesn't know it yet. Drugs make you forget. And if you forget how risky sex can be, you could catch the AIDS virus and not know it for months, even years. AIDS, another way drugs can kill.
You may not think the gas you can save makes a difference, or the amount your whole neighborhood can save, or even your whole town. But when you see how much gas America can save every day, when we all drive just 5 miles per hour slower, it's easy to see how the little bit you can do makes a lot of difference. President Bush hopes you'll do your part. Drive smart.
What comes to your mind when you think about mathematics? Clowns, street sweepers, the Red Sox, robots, the weather, earthquakes, Disney World, pineapples, conventions, parking tickets, fishing? If these practical applications of contemporary mathematics didn't make your list, you should watch public television's math series For All Practical Purposes.
Gosh, Darlene, it sure is amazing how much we have in common.
I know, Larry. We both love three-car pileups. We both were built in Buffalo.
And we both know wearing safety belts helps save thousands of lives.
Yeah, this is fascinating.
Don't mind Vince. He's getting over a bad breakup.
I know. Janet's picking up the pieces, too. They're in here.
I wish they understood it's all worth it to get people to buckle up.
Hey, lacerated lovebirds, I sense a major crush.
You could learn a lot from a dummy. Buckle your safety belt.
Talk about head over heels.
Well, welcome back to the Gates Sports Center, where the IPFW Mastodons have just defeated the St. Joe Pumas 74-66. And we are about ready to go down on the floor to Ed Leonard with the dandy don of the game, Shane Gibson.
Athletic Center here with our dandy don of the game. Hey, look at this, number 24. Have you been dandy don this year?
Once, I think. We got it once earlier.
Well, tell me, Shane, what is it that about St. Joe that brings out the best in you?
I think it's just the competitiveness. They love to play man-to-man, and actually I just love it when someone plays man-to-man because it's easier to run people around.
Well, you had some big baskets tonight. You had a big three in the first half, hit some open shots, worked to get open. 20 points tonight. Makes you lead score of the ball game. But let's go back to that last game over there against St. Joe.
Luckily, I was able to hit the winning shot the last game. They knew Sean was going to try and get the ball because he did it last year, and we should have won that game, but they fouled him. And luckily, I was able to come off a great pick set and drill the shot.
Hey, let me tell you, it's a great pleasure because last semester about this time, where were you?
Last semester? Where was I?
Weren't you sitting in my class?
Oh, yeah, I was.
I was that
struggling for a grade.
Struggling for a grade, and boy, I'll tell you, academically, I was a business major from down there. What's our connection to Floyd's Central High School? There's three of you up here playing ball.
I don't really know. We're all really close now. I guess we all just want to play together again, and this Coach Piazza just offers us a chance, and right now we're doing great.
Now, you're a business major?
Yes.
Planning on graduating next year?
Yeah. Hopefully.
Then what are you going to do?
Not really sure yet. I'm going to plan on looking for a job somewhere, hopefully out west possibly, or maybe south.
What are you looking at? You marketing? Finance?
I'm finance right now.
Finance
major.
major.
Yeah, finance.
Well, great. Great pleasure here tonight. Great victory. 74-66 puts us back in first place in the Great Lakes Valley Conference. We've got Lewis here on Saturday night, 8 o'clock. What are you looking for in Lewis?
Well, they're one of the teams that beat us in the conference this year, so it's about time for payback.
I hope so. Let's talk about that payback. You've played here 2 years now?
Yes, this is my second year.
Second year. Yeah. You started out where?
I started off at Charleston Southern. It's a school in South Carolina, and I left after a semester because I really didn't enjoy it down there.
Well, that's a long way from home, isn't it?
It was a long way. It's about 10 hours away from home, and this is much better.
Hey, great pleasure. This has been Doc Leonard along with Dave Skelton bringing you the Royal Downs victory tonight, 74-66 against an arch rival, St. Joe. Our dandy don of the game. Congratulations,
Thanks, Dr.
Shane.
Leonard. Thank you.
Good luck to you.
Thanks.
Saturday night, right here, 8 o'clock, the Mastodons against Lewis. Lewis, who upset us on the road, as we continue our journey toward the NCAA. Hey, come on out and join us for the greatest basketball in Fort Wayne. This is Doc Leonard saying so long.
Well, once again, back at the IPFW Gates Sports Center. Terrific ball game. IPFW Mastodons have kept themselves in a virtual tie for first place in the GLVC conference. They have 3 ball games left to go, and those are ball games not against the contenders in the rest of the league. They've beaten them all this time around in this second half of the conference, so now they have to continue to play their good basketball. So for Ed Leonard, this is Dave Skelton saying thank you for being with us, and good night.